Hello, 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 collective. It's your girl, Jamila Newman, aka Mila. If you know, you know. So let's go ahead and didn't clean up after my last reading. But anyway, let's go ahead and work on the blackout deck, and we're going to shuffle. And we're going to see what we have going on in the energy for the collective at this time. Hopefully everybody's having a great day. All right, first thing to come out is 444. You are safe, you are protected, collective. Inner child, 333, 888, and you are blessed. Anything else that we need to know for the collective? Ooh, goodness. All right. Because there was a lot of safety and a lot of positive. You've got financial abundance coming. We have 333. Inner child, you are blessed. Then I got tampered with your AC. Trick. Trick came out first. And then we have tamper with your AC. All right. And if you don't know, people can fiddle with your AC to make it not pump in fresh air, but pump in chemicals. And in doing so, that can lead to a lot of medical issues, okay, that can't directly be traced to this tampering, because all they would do is go back and fix it. But you would have a lot of ailments, you know, weight loss. It could show itself as, it would look as if you had type 2 diabetes, but you wouldn't fall under the guidelines of that. So that is something. First thing that came out was the King of Pentacles. So it looks like collective, there is a King of Pentacles in this energy right now. And a Queen of Wands. Okay. We have the Nine of Wands, which is resilience, endurance, showing of strength. Let's see what they have. What else does the cards have to say? Okay, so we have the Knight of Cups that came out. Knight of Cups come out, and then there was a Page of Pentacles. Let me make sure that's in the reverse. Yeah, this is in the reverse, that they didn't learn from the last time. This is telling me when it has learning from your mistakes, you know. So in order to learn from your mistakes, you must have, like, done it before, right? It's not a mistake if it's the, you know, well, you don't learn from something unless something has been done prior to. Okay, so we have a King of Pentacles and a Queen of Wands that have tampered with your heating and cooling system before, contaminating the very air that you were breathing, collective. Okay, and you showed a resilience, a resistance. Maybe you knew something wasn't smelling right. If you're like me, you have a bionic nose. I know I do. I lovely thank my children for that, because once I had my first child, like, I had like super hypersensitive nose, so I can smell anything. And I have had that in the past where I smelled something that smelled very much so like chemicals. So what do you do when you smell chemicals, or you burn something on your stove and it fills your house with smoke? You open the windows, you know? So that's what I did. I kept my windows open, because when I closed them, I could smell this chemical smell. And in some cases, I even started to develop headaches and, uncomfortability. So I just kept the windows open. Okay. So this King of Pentacles and this Queen of Wands have done this before. And apparently they did not learn from their mistakes, because we have the Knight of Cups, it fell right under the King of Pentacles, and then we have the Page of Pentacles, it fell right under the Queen of Wands. So this Queen of Wands hasn't learned, did it again. Okay. And then with the King of Pentacles, that Knight of Cups right underneath this is letting me know this is someone that you were in a relationship with. Okay. Switch the genders as it may suit you, collective, but someone that had money, that showed like they are a business leader, financial stability, masculine or feminine. Same goes for the Queen of Wands, someone that shows that they're a confident leader also, that they're, capable of being independent, or so on and so forth. So switch the genders as it may suit you. But what we're seeing here is they didn't learn from their mistakes. They did this again. Okay. And your resilience, underneath that fell this Nine of Cups. You were still going to get your wish fulfillment. They may have done this. People like this are one-trick ponies. They don't know how to do anything else than what has worked for them prior, because people that do these things have done these things before to other people. Don't think that you are the only one. You are just the one where the buck stops here kind of thing. Okay. And you are now going to be receiving your justice. What else do we need to know? We have the Page of Cups, and that is talking about you are going to hear some sort of message. Okay. And it's going to highlight your strength. And it's also going to highlight the Hierophant card, which is your connection to God, because there is no way scientifically or man's ability to explain away how you survived, because it seems like this is not the only time that they try to Ten of Swords a person in this Empress energy. Okay. Painful endings. They try to check you out of this world. Definitely brought a lot of betrayal, trying to collapse your sense of livelihood, whether it be home, finances, work life, family, relationships. They were trying to bring you a final downfall. Okay. They wanted to bring you out of this fertile, giving, loving, caring Empress energy and creativity. They wanted to take that away from you, collective. All right. What else do we need to know? Page of Swords. There are still people currently watching you. They are very curious as to how you were able to survive all the obstacles that were put in your way, all the attempts that were made to make you check out. Five of Pentacles. There is a lot of financial hardships that was done to the collective, definitely trying to make you feel excluded, as if you do not have anyone that can care for you. And this is another tactic that people that deal and live through manipulation, they try to isolate you in hopes that you will fall into despair and you do the job for them. And if that doesn't work, they try, other ways to make sure that you don't succeed, that you do not keep moving or breathing. Material loss. So you could have lost all your money, all your ability to make money. Your family, your friends were removed from your life. Things that you purchased out of your own hard-earned money were taken from you. But yet and still, you remained in this Temperance energy. You remained at peace. You were balanced. remain balanced mentally, physically. You know, you may not have had the materials that they had, but you still had a smile on your face. You may not have had as much money as they had, but you were still moving on with positivity, helping others when you had the opportunity to, collective. And people aren't understanding. They don't see, how is this even possible? How is it possible? We've taken everything from him. We've taken everything from her. Take it as it resonates for you. Six of Wands. And they did it quite publicly, okay? This wasn't hidden. People didn't help you because they were scared that it would happen to them. So they turned a blind eye. This was public. People knew that people were intentionally trying to harm you. You can't just walk up and mess with someone's AC without other people knowing. So people willingly either took money or they turned a blind eye to someone doing some sort of negative, nefarious action towards you. And now they're under judgment. What do we need to know about judgment? What do we need to know about judgment? You have an Emperor. Someone with authority and leadership that is aware of what has been going on with the collective. They have the authority, the know-how, and the understanding when it comes to what was really going on. The next cards that came out was the Ten of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, and the Three of Cups. So now these energies are heavily burdened. They feel completely trapped. They are responsible for doing atrocious things, not only to you, collective, but for those that didn't make it before you. Okay? Because their acts are so diabolical and so dark that people aren't willing to listen when people come forward and they say someone is doing this, someone is doing that. It is easier for someone's mind to believe that there might be something wrong with you rather than to actually take a step back and observe for a while and to see exactly what's going on around this individual, to where why would they believe something was happening. And it seems like this Emperor energy did just that. They stepped back and they looked and they watched. They watched and saw the patterns. The patterns, much like you and I, collective. We see patterns. We see more than what the most average person can. It's not that they can't see, are willing to see. Most people live very selfish lives. If it doesn't have anything to do with them and theirs, they were going to keep it pushing. All they care about is what's going on with their family. But what they fail to realize, when you fail to help someone, when you need help later on, that person will not be there to assist you. We have a Queen of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. So they're heavily burdened because you are still in this Queen of Pentacles energy. Okay? You are still going out, making friends, enjoying your life. Even if you don't have the finances, even if you are, not where you want to be, you are not letting that stop you from moving forward. What else does the collective need to know? What else does the collective need to know? Ooh, excuse me. Knocking things over. We have the Four of Wands and the Three of Wands. You're going to be celebrating a milestone because you are setting up a stable foundation for continued growth. Sorry. For continued growth. And the Three of Wands is talking about expansion. So whatever it is that you've been working on, even though they isolated you, thinking that it was a punishment, actually turned out the isolation of you turned into a blessing because it allowed you to tap in to who you are, to the love you have for yourself, into how expansive your mind really truly is. And you've been putting that to good use. You have a long-term vision, long-term goal. What else do we need to know about this King of Pentacles and this Queen of Wands? What else do we need to know about those energies? I have this Page of Wands and the Ace of Wands, and that's telling me that they're very curious about your creativity, how it is that you were able to, I guess in a way, like outsmart them. How did you find that creative spark? How were you able to keep boldly moving forward when they were throwing so much at you, collective? What do we need to know? Intensity. Spark. This is just highlighting that as they applied more pressure, instead of crunching in, like, you know, at junkyards when an old car is put through this machine, it crunches it up, you know, and throws out like a cube of smashed up metal. Instead of that intense pressure compacting you into this cube and throwing you away as like you were a piece of garbage, you took that pressure and they kept piling pressure upon you, collective, piling more pressure, more pressure, more pressure. And it sparked a sense of creativity out of you that has allowed you to come out shining, just as if the planet put pressure on, you know, all those elements to make diamonds. People like to think it comes from, you know, coal, a lot of pressure. No, it's different. So, but it does come from immense amount of pressure making diamonds. And that's what you are, collective. You are a diamond that was under an immense amount of pressure. And instead of folding, instead of just lying down and taking it, you took what you had control of and you built something. What else do we need to know? I have a message of love, silence, and wait. So you have someone that is seeing all that you've been through, someone that has a message of love, that can see exactly how resilient and how brilliant the collective is. And they are currently moving in silence and waiting for the opportunity to express to you how amazing you truly are, or how they feel you truly are, collective. Let's get some final words from the King of Pentacles and this Queen of Wands before we get final words for the collective as a whole. So this masculine energy, this King of Pentacles energy, had a codependency issue. So that tells me you probably walked away from a situation that wasn't suiting you. You knew it wasn't right and you walked away. And then it says, this situation has become very difficult for me to manage mentally. It is draining me. So now they want you to feel sorry for them for the circumstances that they put themselves into. Yeah, there's a lot of self-pity in that one. All right. Queen of Wands. I wasn't even, yeah. Queen of Wands. What do we need to know? So this feminine energy is not very apologetic either. This connection bores me to death. I needed something more exciting. Like if this person intentionally sabotage things for a connection with your ex-partner, but they know that they crossed the line. So maybe this feminine energy is someone you know, family member, a friend, mother figure, aunt figure, you know, someone that was close to you. Someone that was deeply unhealed. Because if this person knew you and then hooked up with your ex and then went with your ex and decided, hey, we're going to try to take them out, probably over some sort of insurance money. That's usually what it's about when people try to take someone out of the equation. It's always got to do with money. No one spends years trying to torture someone to do that. Okay, so this is going to be for the collective to remind you to remember to keep your heart open. It is very easy to fall into bitterness over circumstances that people are putting you through, okay? But you are protected from this. You are being divinely guided. Do not ever forget how important you are to the Most High, okay? Keep your heart open for new love, okay? Not old love, but for new love. And if you're not ready for a relationship, at least new relationships with people in general, because some of us have had issues with family and friends and things, people that we've known our whole lives. And it's understandable for you to feel this kind of hurt and resistance to try to open yourself up to other people. But you must remember, by keeping yourself closed off to other people, these people that had nefarious intentions towards you were also not only trying to take you away from this world, but they were also trying to make you not have anything. Do not give in and do not let them win by closing up your heart to possibilities of new friends, possibilities of new friends that you can introduce into your world and make them family, because family does not have anything to do with blood in my eyes. There are people that were, you know, your whole blood brother, same mom, same father, they'll stab you in the back. So sister, they'll stab you in the back in a heartbeat. So family is not family unless this person or these people are willing to back you 110%. So keep your heart space open, because you are going to meet your soul tribe. You are going to meet those people. I'm going to read this card for you real quick before we close. Check in with your heart. What is it seeing? Deep down, you know what is right. You have the answer, but it will take courage to face an issue. As scary as it may seem, you can do it. The universe will support you as soon as you take that first step. All right, collection. All right, collective. Oh my goodness. I am just getting a little bit tongue-tied. I don't know. Collection. Interesting. All right, collective. Until next time, keep shining. Shine so bright, you piss everybody off. I hope this helped.